champion of all time. He's carrying that belt around. Everybody's gunning for him. Why should he have to wrestle some ham and egger like Gemini?
I wouldn't call Gemini some ham and egger.
What should I call him? Some jabroni? Some spud? Some spare?
You're going to watch it. He may take your head off with that G4 super kick of his. And hello.
I'm so scared.
Well, the Players Club have the advantage, the strength in numbers. I mean, no pun intended, but the change in Jack Drastic has been rather drastic.
Jack Drastic finally coming into his own is what happened. It was a rite of passage, if you will, when he finally took the step to get out from under the thumb of Knight and quit being one of Knight's boys and XCW born and bred, blah, 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 and stepping in to the destiny that awaited him as the greatest XCW heavyweight champion.
I seem to recall at one time you were wishing that the roof would cave in and fall on Jack Drastic and kill him.
No, I was hoping it would fall on Reckless Ricky Jackson and kill him. Drastic would have escaped. Drastic's kind of like Superman.
You didn't say anything about Jack Drastic escaping.
You weren't listening, as usual.
Oh, I was listening. I got the tape. I'm sure you're going to say it was Doctor.
It probably was.
And now Gemini mocking Jack Drastic.
Because Gemini is such a, entertaining guy. Look at this. I can clap my hands. But these idiot people can't even do it. Hey, maybe you can stomp your foot too, Gemini. We'll save that for next week. Right here on NAV TV.
Well, I mean, after all, what has Gemini done, to get the fans behind him by clapping his hands and stomping his feet?
Absolutely. Well, trying to wake him up that we know it's a Gemini match.
Well, Gemini all over Jack Drastic to start the match. Drastic misses a clothesline. Big chop by Gemini. We make a big point about Gemini's size 18 feet, but that's not the only thing that's dangerous about him. He also delivers some of the most dangerous chops in this company.
Gemini throws a mean chop. Gemini throws a heck of a super kick. Got one of the best moonsaults I've ever seen. Gemini is an outstanding wrestler.
So then why were you saying what's he ever done to deserve?
I said what has he done to deserve a shot at the heavyweight title, the most coveted prize in professional wrestling? Nothing. You got to work your way up the food chain, if you will. And Gemini, former TNT champion, former multiple-time tag team champion, but professional wrestling match, Shannon, is a business of what have you done for me lately?
Oh, Gemini almost decapitating Jack Drastic, folds him up like an accordion with that kick. And now picking Drastic up by the hair, scoops him up, big body slam. Gemini off the second rope with that moonsault. And now following up, 1, 2, but Jack Drastic gets the shoulder up just in time.
Gemini's another guy with $1 million body and a 10-cent brain. He's a guy who's got all the skills in the world, but he lacks focus. The focus it takes. They're in crunch time to get that big 1, 2, 3, to get that big victory. No doubt in this guy's athleticism. No doubt in his skills.
Jack Drastic sent to the outside, and now is going to try to take a breather. Now what's Greg Simons doing in there?
Oh, getting kicked right in the face.
Gemini making Simons pay for it, but that's buying Drastic more time to rest up. Drastic rolling into the ring, and Gemini back on top of him.
Matt Shannon, there's a big difference between being a good competitor, a great competitor, and being a champion. Being a champion means you got to rise above on every occasion, and that's what you're seeing right now with Jack Drastic.
Jack Drastic back in control of the match, has Gemini trapped in the corner now, working over that leg. But I should note that's not usually the leg that Gemini takes you out with.
But it's the plant leg.
Very good point.
If you can take Gemini's legs away from him, you make him an ordinary competitor.
Gemini fighting back. Oh, Drastic pokes him right in the eye. Seems to be the move of the night.
Gemini has such incredible leg strength, such incredible leg speed. The guy's got the fastest feet in professional wrestling. If you can do something to take that advantage away, like that right there, you take the knee out, Gemini is just another ham and egg.
Well, like you mentioned, Jack Drastic trying to take out the plant leg, and I'm sure he'll go after the super kick leg as well.
Go after both of them.
And that will be very bad news for Gemini if that happens.
You know, I realize I'm a little bit hard sometimes on some of the guys that, don't necessarily,
cheat,
make my list of favorites. I will say XCW has got the best athletes anywhere today in professional wrestling. Gemini, one of them. But the guy right there in the ring, Jack Drastic, the guy dominating, controlling the action, he's the man. And this match being a title match, I want to go back to something we talked about a little bit earlier. I mentioned what has Gemini done. Are you trying to tell me that a guy like Hernandez doesn't deserve a title match against Jack Drastic?
I'm not saying that at all. Hernandez would be very deserving of a title shot.
I happen to know that Hernandez is not real happy that he didn't receive one. After beating Drastic, he didn't get a title match, didn't get an opportunity, but Scott Phoenix gave it to Gemini instead.
Well, he wasn't going to give it to Gemini earlier, but then Jack Drastic was threatening not to fulfill his commitment.
So why not just make Drastic wrestle? Why rub it, so to speak, in Hernandez's face and give that title shot he wants to somebody else?
Well, what else would you have suggested?
I'd say give Hernandez a title shot. I think it'd be a heck of a match.
Well, I would too. Or maybe make it a three-way.
But you see what he did was, though, he made a title match, which Hernandez has said he deserves. There's other guys that have a claim to that, too. Necro Butcher's been saying he'd like to have a title match. But Scott Phoenix not taking care of these guys, and just out of nowhere he says, here, Gemini, you get a title match.
Well, in any event, Gemini trying to fight back. Oh, he went for that super kick.
Beautiful.
He went for that super kick, and his leg gave out.
He went to plant on that knee that Jack Drastic has been working over, and it wouldn't hold it. Brilliant tactical strategy by Mr. Drastic.
And Jack Drastic now has Gemini right where he wants him. Picks him up on his shoulders.
Oh, wow.
Cover, 1, 2. It's over.